us having to cut a roof return.
All right, good morning, guys.
I mean, I'll throw it as an option, but
So, how many Yelps have we done? Anybody? A little smile here, smile there. Nobody?
I was gonna go for it, but I don't stay like to the end of the job, so it's kind of hard. I could definitely have. I mean, that was there.
Yeah, still 0.
Yeah.
Okay, what I want to really talk about other than that, I mean, we have, well, I'll start into since I was bringing up Yelp, I'm going to start into the marketing and what's going on with that, where we're at right now. So we still have, next week should be where the website is done. They're also in the process currently of setting everything up like I talked about, so hopefully by the end of next week as well, getting into the beginning of April, is when things should start. So everything just depends on how we do. So I want to kind of explain that. It's really important that going between now and forward until we get into the summer and get busy, that we do everything we can to make the most out of every call. You got to call Kevin out. You got to call Sarah. Even in some cases, you're going to call Luciano out and Phil if it's a sewer issue, right? Get a camera in there and have that second opinion, because we need to make the most out of every call. We got to make as much as we can. This is very expensive, this marketing, getting it all set up. Once it gets going and we have money coming in from it, it'll start paying for itself. But we need to get as much help. We need as much help from you guys as we can. So please get in, get as much as you can out of every job. And when we're slow right now, that's when you really need to take advantage of all of that, rather than coming back the next time and doing it. Try to get done what you can and make as much as you can on the job.
on that note, I just want to add that if you're on a tune-up or a whole house plumbing inspection, you need to find a way to get your channel leader out there, period, on every one of those calls. Every one of those calls should have a channel leader out there, period. If you're running a tune-up or a whole house plumbing inspection and you do not get your channel leader out there, you will not get those calls anymore, because I will give them to the individual who does, period. That's not an optional thing in this company, period.
Okay. You guys all heard it from Kevin, so that's how it is. Let's get them out. I wanted to talk about apprenticeships, or being an apprentice or getting apprentices, because right now, James obviously his last day was yesterday, so now we're down to Jesse, and then of course we have HVAC, we have Oscar, but that's it right now. But what I wanted to talk about is, first of all, the benefits. There's benefits for the company, there's benefits for the individuals who actually use them. There's a cost to both of us. There's a cost to us, we're paying, and we're paying and you're paying when you use an apprentice. The benefit for the company, number one, is we're going to have, we have workers in the future that we've kind of groomed from the beginning to the end, who are going to know it our way, they're going to do things a certain way, they're going to understand us, they're going to become part of the family. There's usually more loyalty, they stay longer when they started out that way. You don't have someone just coming and going, looking for the next best thing. They've grown and become part of the culture. So that's a benefit. Which also, as a benefit, will increase the company's bottom line over time, and I'll explain that in a little bit. They also kind of free up some of the time that you guys have, which makes it more, it makes it a little easier for you to go out and do more work, additional work at the same time, because you can leave an apprentice once you start teaching them to do other things. And maybe it's not the real technical stuff, but maybe it's taking this unit out and taking it outside while you go get some parts, or go stop by and check an on-off somewhere or whatever. By the time you come back, that's all done, and now you can start doing what you got to do, right? So there's all types of different things. So There's obviously a few more for the company, but what I want to talk about is for the technician that's training an apprentice. What is the benefit with pros and cons, right? So the pro is exactly what I just said a second ago, is you're going to have somebody that is going to hopefully learn from you, and by learning from you, they're going to do it your way. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get there though, right? It's not going to be that they're going to learn the first day, you show them something, they're going to know how to do an install or a certain repair or diagnostic. But they should be able to, when you invest time in them and they learn from you, then when they go out next time, they can do it on their own. And again, that frees you up and gives you more time. In addition to that, now you have somebody who, when you get to a certain point, before they're even in their own truck, you can leave them on a job and they know enough for you to go on to that next job, and start getting some more money. So then your income will actually start increasing. There's a cost in the beginning, obviously, like I said, because it's going to cost you and it's going to cost us to have this person learning. But the biggest downfall that people can get into, and it's bad for the apprentice and it's actually bad for the company, it's bad for the technician, it's bad for everybody, is if we just have that apprentice do stuff where they're not learning anything about the trade. Go get this, go get that, carry this for me, do this. And just do all the grunt work that has nothing to do with learning. You have to be able to invest the time of teaching and training and showing them something each and every day. Sometimes it's just talking in the truck and explaining something, having them explain something back to you. What did we learn yesterday? And then you tell them, okay, well, this is what I learned yesterday. If they're not learning anything, it doesn't benefit them, it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit us. So I'm throwing this out because what I don't want to have happen, and just some conversations I've had with a couple of people, an apprentice doesn't want that. They don't want you just to be the, go get my ladder, go get my toolbox, go get my this, whatever it is. Oh, I forgot this, I forgot that, go do this, go do that. Doesn't mean they can't do that, but if that's all that you're doing for them, then they're not learning. And then they're going to end up being in a position where they're going to say, okay, well, either I want to learn, I'm going to go somewhere else because I don't feel like I'm learning anything, or this isn't for me. How am I going to ever make money? Because they start off making basically half of what they're going to eventually make, right? I mean, if they're making 15 bucks an hour, 16, 17 bucks an hour, their goal is to make 30, 40, 50 dollars an hour like what you guys can make, right? So I'm saying that just so that you guys understand how an apprentice can benefit you, but it is going to cost you up front, and I'm not going to lie about it. You know it's going to cost you up front. So you have to decide, and I'm asking the question now because I've got people who want to be apprentices. I'm getting applicants on a regular basis. But I don't want to hire them in here, and then they're just going to leave because no one wants to teach them, train them, they just want to let them be there. Go get this and go get that guy. You know what I mean? Now that we just have Jesse and Oscar, we're down to getting ready to get busy here pretty soon, and you're gonna have a lot less help. Because there are times that you need help and you want them, but maybe it's just for grunt work, maybe it's just for holding the ladder and lifting this and carrying that and doing that kind of thing. But again, they're not gonna want to stay if we don't train them. So, is anybody interested in having an apprentice, or somebody who's, if you're the opposite of that, tell me that too. I just want to kind of feel that out.
I don't mind him, that's how Ryan got where he's at.
Okay?
I don't mind them, they're pretty, but I like teaching.
Okay.
I don't mind about he.
I'll be okay with that, yeah.
All right. And like I said, I'm asking because I don't want to be bringing people in. Obviously, it costs us money too. So, but I want to be able to use them. So, the other thing is, I've been looking into the PHCC. I'm not sure how many of you guys know about that. There's the cost in that too. That's something that, as we get a little busier, have some money coming in, our marketing starts working. That's something that I think that we're gonna be involved in. They have a lot of training as well. That basically we both pay for. I mean, we pay for, and the apprentice would pay for, or even someone who wants to go and just brush up on something or some new things that they haven't had experience in. They teach classes, and those classes cost money, and there's books and stuff that are involved like that. But
The books are like over $700, just the books.
if you do the whole program, yeah.
Yeah.
But they'll have, for an example, this semester or this period, they'll have one. Hey, the book's $100, and that's all it is $100 for the books, and then maybe it's $300 for the class, and you go through that course, and it's so many weeks. It could be a 5-week class or a 4-week class or whatever the case is, and and a lot of
You
times,
learn a lot.
yeah, there's a lot to learn, and there's also a lot of people that have been through different things, and you get to kind of network a little bit and maybe find out something that you didn't know before, and they learn something from you, that type of thing. So there's some camaraderie that can be in that, and then you see them driving down the road. You know them, but you're still competitors, but at the same time, you can still be friendly and help each other out. So there's a lot of good benefits of it, but that's something that I want to be able to get to eventually, because I think that in addition to the training that Kevin's going to do on Tuesdays and Thursdays coming up, it doesn't hurt for us, especially when you get to the apprentice people, Jesse and Oscar and whoever else we bring in. There's classes that those guys, there's not enough that they can learn just day by day necessarily on the job that's going to teach them how to diagnose, an HVAC system or even a plumbing system in certain situations. So they get out there and get some real experience using equipment, diagnosing and just figuring things out that they don't do on a daily basis. It may take them a year to do that, out in the field with somebody. It just depends on who they go with and what happens. So there's a lot of benefits to it, which again will help us because now they have a little experience, right? I mean, we still haven't even been able to get yet a drain, the snake class, which a lot of the guys here don't know how to use the machines. So there's things that you get out there, they'll show you all kinds of different ways of using different machines, and not only the cables, but also the jetters and things like that, mini jetters, because they have it all there, and they have it all set up so you can go in and just practice, go through waste and overflow for a plumber, some of the new code upgrades for HVAC, whatever it is. So a lot of benefits of it. So I just want you guys to know that's kind of the direction I think we're going to go, but it's going to take us a couple of months probably to get there. We're going to get this marketing thing rolling first. But I wanted to kind of find out what you guys thought about the apprenticeship program, because we really need to have more of a training in addition to just having people here driving you around and getting stuff for you. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to say for that. Do you have anything, Kevin, you want to talk about?
I think that in backing up on the getting the channel lead out there, I think you need to, before you even get to the call, when you're going to a call, notify your channel leader and find out if they're available. I think that way, there'll be some organization to it instead of just chaos. And no surprise phone call to your channel leader. Just, you're going to the call, you know what your call is, contact your channel leader. As an example, if you're doing a water heater flush, you call Sarah. Sarah, I'm doing a water heater flush in Lake Forest. Where are you this morning? Okay, you're not available, okay, call me. Or call whoever else, is Nick. You need to get somebody out there. Same thing on the HVAC side. Make sure we know, don't assume we know your schedule. The channel leader's looking at everybody's schedule. You gotta call your channel leader and make sure before you go out there, there's potential that you might be going to that call. And so that it's on their radar and they'll be prepared. Okay?
If you guys can't get a hold of one of them, call me. You can call me right away and just say, hey, I need to get a channel leader out here, and I'll find out who's busy, where they're at, and who can get out to where you're at. Because I can look on the board, see where you're at, see the address, you know what I mean, and then see maybe who's closer and who's not doing anything. So it's that's easy for me to do. I have no problem with that. But the more you get that channel leader out there, the better chance you have of getting something closed and keeping some work and getting some money in. And that's what we're here for. Okay?
On the HVAC side, So would you be the channel leader?
For now, he is.
Or is,
For now.
or is Mike as well, or
Well-
so you, yeah.
Let me explain a little bit about what a channel leader is, first of all.
Mhm.
So we have assigned people who can sell in this company, I being one of them, okay?
Mhm.
But let's just say, for example, I'm the only one right now, and there's nobody else available. Mike's on a call, he can call you as the channel leader. Because remember, hey, I've got a problem, just like we set up that furnace we sold. I gotta confirm,
I know how to do it.
yeah,
I'm wondering, am I allowed to ask
Yes.
Mike as well? Okay,
Yes.
cool. I imagine that if you guys are busy, I can also go to Renor's.
exactly.
And, okay, that's my question. And
Yes,
is there a certain, priority that I should put
Yes,
people in?
yeah,
Okay.
whoever's the best salesperson.
There we go, okay, yeah.
So, Yeah.
So realism, there isn't, some
Yes.
expected company that these guys should
Well-
take priority over this, it's.
Let's look at it this way. So there's the, number
Because
one,
HVAC's a little different than plumbing on this,
Right.
because the numbers are different.
your revenue is tied to your performance, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's in your best interest to get the best person up to
Right.
bat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You mean, it's, bottom of the ninth, you got a man on, and you're down a point, right? So you wanna get the best guy out there, whoever that is, or girl, all
Mhm.
right?
mhm,
So if that's not available, the principle itself, the principle of getting somebody out there for a second opinion
okay.
is powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of how
Oh,
good or not that salesperson is.
trust me, you don't gonna argue with me on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want people to understand, I don't want you running the call thinking, hey, that guy is less than I, so therefore, I'm just gonna roll with this one on my own. That whole principle of getting somebody else out there is powerful, very powerful.
Yeah.
And-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because up until just recently, for anything channel lead oriented, there was an individual I was supposed to get a hold of, and that was the direction I was supposed to go. That's why I was asked.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's opened up to something
Yeah, I mean, if
it's
you
a little
do-
more realistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan, what, the goal still is to get a channel leader in here
Yeah,
that
of
would be for HVAC, okay?
That's the priority.
That's the priority. So if I get someone specific, then you will work with that person. If he's not available, he may say, hey, go to Mike or whatever. In that case, whoever the next best person is, just like Kevin said. Kevin may be available, he'd be the next best person. But that's gonna be the goal. And then, as we move into the plumbing and get a little busier with that, same thing with Sarah. Sarah will be the go-to person starting out, and then it'll go from there.
Okay.
So that is the goal. But yeah, there will hopefully be somebody for both sides and as we continue to grow and go forward.
Okay.
All right? All right, I guess that's it, guys.
All right, thanks. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.